You got it, S-M-I-L-E. Oh my God, you guys. Let's talk about another film that is honestly, it's not a camp classic. It's not even a cult classic. I wouldn't even say it's a good film, but I'll be damned if I don't enjoy it for the big, gigantic mess that it is. We're of course talking about Myra Breckinridge.
Here I come!
The most outrageous film ever made in the 1970s. At that point, Myra Breckinridge is what you call really shooting for the stars and watching that ship fall down from the heavens and explode. Like, this was a disaster. It was so expensive and it cost 20th Century Fox a lot of money. Let's get into it because it is actually a very, very interesting story, I want to say. Now, Myra Breckinridge is based on a novel by Gore Vidal. Now, in case you don't know who that is, Gore Vidal was a very, very celebrated gay novelist from the 1960s. He wrote real classic bangers like The City and the Pillar. And he is more or less known as like a political author. Like, he writes lots of like stuff based on presidents. But his earlier work was really focused on queer issues and bringing light to stuff in a way to like open the John and Jane Q public up to like the queer ways of life. But Myra Breckinridge was different. It was his first venture into doing farce.
I conceived of my androgynous protagonist, who is a man who becomes a woman who becomes a man, as a rather ideal form of commenting on a whole wide range of sex today. And I must say, I've enjoyed myself writing it.
And I will say the book and the film have not aged considerably well at all. Now, to break it down for you, Myra Breckinridge is the revenge plot of a transgender woman who has her sex change and returns to a college that is owned by her uncle. And she is posing as his late nephew's widow so that she can plan and plot to take over the college and basically take over all of his inheritance and everything that comes with it. Like, she wants in on this money.
My price has gone out to an even $1 million.
However, Myra's plan, even from reading it, you don't necessarily know what the fuck she's trying to do or accomplish here. It mostly just seems like she's just out getting her jollies and just seeing how far she can take this before she's caught.
Aha! Gotcha!
So the making of this, they were trying to cast an actual transgender woman in this initially. Like, that was their idea. They approached this and very quickly abandoned it. The closest anyone got to being cast in this was probably the famed Andy Warhol superstar Candy Darling. She auditioned and auditioned and auditioned and got very, very, very close, but ultimately did not get cast because they did not see this as a bankable option. There's no way in the late 1960s, early 70s, like, they were not forward thinking in that regard. And that's really a shame because I feel like that probably would have been like the strength this film needed. However, they tried drag queens, they tried actors in drag, and nothing really quite hit and felt right. So they decided we're going to abandon that altogether and we're going to get a cis woman to play Myra. Well, who should campaign for this but Raquel Welch? She got notice that they were making this book into a film. And Raquel Welch, I will say, was a very hip woman and very other times more progressive than people give her credit for. Like, she loved this book and thought it was really funny and thought it'd be a very interesting parlay into a different film career because up to that point, she had only been doing what you call bikini roles.
Yes, I know.
Or like, you know, the girlfriend of somebody, but she never was really taken seriously as an actress.
The studio did not think I was an actress. And the more they didn't think it, the more I didn't think it. So I had, in my own mind, a big question mark about talent. And it used to just eat me up.
And she was always searching for projects to push her creatively to try and showcase she could act and do different roles. So she campaigned and she got this role, even though everyone told you you're fucking nuts for doing this. Like, what do you think you're doing? Like, this is going to ruin you. But she put 10 toes down, like, stayed strong about, like, I'm going to do this. And it's going to be great.
And don't you ever forget it, you as the children say nowadays.
Well, Raquel Welch is locked on. They wanted to get another huge Hollywood star to fill in the role of Letitia Van Allen, who is like a press agent. She works in PR, and she is like Myra's confidant and bestie in the book, who is also like man-obsessed and always looking for like the next hot guy that she can exploit and make into a star. Well, they had the brilliant idea to cast Mae West.
I'll be right with you, boys. Get your resumes out.
Yes, that Mae West. Mae West had never made a color movie at this point. She had basically left Hollywood due to censorship. Like, she could not make another film because they wouldn't let her. But this was all the way back in the 40s when she initially retired from film and was focusing on a very, very successful and lucrative stage career, as well as like being a real estate tycoon. Like, she was filthy fucking rich. She did not need to work, but they approached her with this. And Mae West was always very much a big supporter of the gay community. And she saw this and thought, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Why not?
Gay boys are going to take the business over.
which is kind of intriguing because if you look at Mae West's history, there was always a story that floated around about her, which Raquel Welch also mean-spiritedly pushed in as well, that Mae West was a man, which is not true. She wasn't. She was a woman, and it was a very hurtful, misogynistic rumor that people started because she was very successful and she was self-made, and that's what people do with women when they're very successful. They always find different ways to tear them down and discredit them, and this was a very ugly rumor they started about her, was that she was secretly hiding it, she was a man.
I appreciate that, honey.
And which is fucked up to think about. And there was an initial point where there was a movie being made that was based on this, that did get made. Dinah East does exist. It did not get stopped by her. And it's a piece of shit. It's basically an actress that's exactly what you think she is. She's secretly transgender, which was a fascination at that point. Like, people were exploring gender in that point in time. Like, transgender is not a new thing. Like, this isn't something people have been exploring throughout history for a while now. But in the 1960s, there was a peak interest in this because it was the free love culture, and people were trying to be more free thinking and expand their palettes when it came to like their mind, like how you like look and approach people. So Mae West did this, which I feel like showed a lot of moxie on her part, considering like that was a big rumor that was floating around about her. It was a nice tongue-in-cheek way of like punching down at that and letting people know like, hey, I have a sense of humor too. And she took on the role of Letitia Van Allen, but getting Mae West brought on a lot of red tape that they had to work through. She had to have approval of script. She had to be able to rewrite the script as she saw fit. She had to have 2 songs, which diva, she has to have songs.
You gotta taste all the fruit.
And she has to be the only one that's seen in black and white. That was her rider. Like, every costume she wears is going to be designed by Edith Head and be in black and white. Whereas Raquel Welch would have her costumes designed by Theodora Van Ruckel, and she'd be in nothing but color. It was like a nice artistic like play back and forth, which makes a lot of sense watching it back. Like, okay, I can kind of see what they're kind of doing with this visual storytelling. Like, it's a cool little detail. However, this would soon lead to them fighting over this. Like, the actresses would bicker back and forth. Like, Raquel Welch and Mae West did not get on at all. I feel like Raquel Welch got off on a bad foot with her because she did the one thing you're never supposed to do, which is you're supposed to say, oh, I loved you. You're my mother's favorite actress. Like, that kind of shit. You never do that. It's like a big Hollywood no-no. Like, basically throwing your praise and like worshiping them for like, oh my God, you're an absolute legend. And I feel like no one vetted her on this. Like, you're just supposed to talk to Mae and be cool. Like, you don't have to do all that. And she's not going to respect you, and she's really not going to like her age being pointed out because she was very, very vain. So, like, anything that brought attention to her actual age, she did not like, and initially got off on the wrong foot with her from the jump, which I think is kind of sick. It's kind of like a classic old actress thing that, like, us gays are obsessed with. Like, of course, she fucked it up right from the start. It was never able to recover the friendship. And rather than, like, trying to mend it, she just doubled down on being a fucking bitch and went out of her way to make Mae miserable. The film Myra Breckinridge stars Raquel Welch, Mae West, and oddly enough, film critic Rex Reed. It was like his film debut as the male counterpart to Myra as Myron. And it's kind of like Fight Club when you watched. It's like she has this split personality where her male persona is still there, and he's still kind of like there talking to her and like almost like Norma Jean and Marilyn. Like, there's a lot of that happening in these films where he will pipe in, say something catty and bitchy and gay, and then basically fuck off to the background, like eat fruit or something. Raquel Welch, I will be damned if she does not have this like fun, parodic edge about her. Like, you could tell she's really enjoying herself and really like having a good time with this. Like, she must have had fun filming it. Like, when Mae wasn't around, she was putting her fucking full body into this, and her costumes are so glam. Like, that's what I love most about this. Like, it's just like costume porn. Like, all these amazing period referencing photos that have these amazing bursts of color. Like, Theodora Van Ruckel did her big one with the costumes in this. If you don't know who she is, she was the costume designer for Bonnie and Clyde, but more importantly, for Troop Beverly Hills. Like, Theodora Van Ruckel was an incredible costume designer. Get into her. She's my absolute favorite costume designer is Theodora Van Ruckel. Also in this is John Huston, who's actually a director. He's not an actor either, like another non-actor in a big major role. He's playing Buck Loner, her lecherous uncle, who oddly enough kind of wants to fuck his like niece-in-law, which is kind of weird when you think about it, because like that's that's your family. Even if you don't know, it's still your family. That's fucking weird. But he's like this big cowboy star who started an acting academy, and it's a big piece of shit. Like every teacher there is a fucking hack. And Myra is pointing this out, just like, this is a dumb. It needs some reshaping, and only I can do it. However, when you watch her teach, all she's teaching is like old Hollywood 101, like all this old mid-Atlantic accent, kind of tired Hollywood jargon in the land of the method, where everyone's kind of shooting it down like, what are you talking about? Tarzan and the Amazons is the class you want us to learn about today? Like, it kind of reminds me of Mr. Garrison, how like the early seasons of South Park, he's just like,
In this episode of Melrose Place, Heather Locklear played Samantha.
it's like, what are we talking about? Yeah, needless to say, you're not going to understand what the hell Myra is trying to do in this movie. And I'll say, I read the book a few times, and even I have a hard time understanding exactly what she's trying to do. Like, what are you trying to accomplish here, lady? Because when it really boils down to it, you're just there having fun. She's trolling. Myra is a big old troll. Like, she's going to show up at the university, throw around some big words, and seduce anyone she can. Seduce and destroy.
I am Myra Breckinridge, whom no man will ever possess.
Now, as a little gay boy watching this, I was obsessed with this for all the obvious reasons. It's colorful, it's camp, it's very queer-coded, and it has a very fun reveal at the end, even though it's not really a reveal, because the audience knows the whole time that she's trans. Like, it's nothing out of the blue. Oh my god, we have to talk about the sex change scene. This sex change is crazy. It's the very top of the movie with, like, Rex Reed, who's fully, like, awake, like, there's no anesthetic, and he's sitting there singing, like, Secret Place, and these doctors in this gigantic, like, grandiose, like, almost like modular throne room with an operating table in it with these nurses that are chewing gum and, like, asking if he's going to miss it after. Like, weird. Very, very weird. You could tell, like, Michael Sarn, who directed this, had no grasp of this material whatsoever and was just looking at the big paycheck. Because he only took this on because of how much money they're throwing at him. Like, they basically begged him to do it because no other director wanted to. No other director wanted to take their hands on this. Like, it was kind of like a persona non grata as far as, like, this is unfilmable. Like, how are you guys going to make this? So he took it on and filled it up with a lot of very weird shit. Like, you'll notice watching this, like, it intercuts in different, like, footage from different films, like classic Hollywood films. It's almost like a modern YouTube video in a sense. Like, you'll see stuff from, like, Shirley Temple or, like, Judy Garland. Like, he had access to all the libraries of 20th Century Fox. And he was going through and inserting shit everywhere. Like, you even see, like, Raquel Welch from 1 Million Years BC in this. Like, it intertwines, like, help tell the story, even though it doesn't really help. It's kind of distracting, if anything. It's sort of like watching a very long, disjointed TikTok. Like, you're trying to watch a movie while other reels are playing in between. That's kind of how it feels watching this. And the one takeaway from this is that it was the first time you were able to see the footage from Marilyn Monroe from Something's Got to Give, where she's in the pool. It's some of the first you got to see of that footage in the theaters. It's the only thing that's really memorable about this movie besides, like, the crazy plot and the backstory behind it. Like, that was one thing people really took away from us. It's the first time you could see that on the big screen before it was initially released later. Needless to say, while making this, he was a pariah. And even the press was coming out. Like, all the stars were actually coming out trying to campaign to get him fired. Because he was wasteful, and he was not the director for this. He did not respect the source material. He didn't understand it.
He was very satirical, very negative about Hollywood, very negative about machismo, very mixed up, very crazy. So I don't touch this. Yuck.
He had a very, like, regressive, almost transphobic kind of rhetoric when it came to describing the film and its plot and all of, like, the substance in it. Like, you could tell he didn't respect it. And it sucks, because, like, had someone that, like, really, like, they should have given a queer director this. Like, why the fuck did this hippie get it? Like, I still don't understand why. And you watch him discuss it now, and he has, like, such disdain for it. Just like, ugh, I was too good for this. I was such an artist. When you watch the movie he did before this, Joanna, it's still a disjointed piece of shit, too. But again, like, it just shows back in the 60s, they were just throwing money to anybody just because they managed to make something that looked creative. Yeah, needless to say, this movie bombed at the box office. It was a gigantic flop and a real stain on everyone's career. And the only one that really came out of this unscathed was probably Mae West. She had the best shots. She really called the shots when she was there. Michael Sarn respected her and did not, like, question any decision she ever made. Like, she essentially could have taken over this film and just made a whole Mae West movie with it. It probably would have been a lot better. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, this is one of those films where it's like, I really enjoy it, but I can understand why people don't like it. Like, it is a big old mess. And it's sad because it could have been a very fun and progressive movie. And even Michael Sarn, when he was approached for this, they wanted to make something that was like The Boys in the Band. But he did not have the grasp nor the respect for any kind of queer material like that, which is a goddamn shame. Like, I'm still so angry that he was the guy chosen to direct this. Like, of course they give this fucking hippie breeder this queer subject matter that he has no grasp on and has no desire to learn anything about.
I always wonder, like, imagine a universe where they waited like maybe 5 or 6 years and let John Waters make this movie. Oh my God, that would have fucking slapped.
Now this movie is available, I think, just on DVD. Like, I don't think it's ever going to get another release. And unfortunately, it's kind of understandable why. Like, it's one of those movies that is bad. It is a bad movie. It is still a part of queer history. Even if it's bad, we should still indulge in it and see it. Does it push the needle forward as far as progressing trans rights at all? Abso-fucking-lutely not. If anything, it probably regressed it somewhat. But it is one of the first films featuring a trans character, and I think that's noteworthy. And the book in itself is much better and much more enjoyable, and had they just leaned in and made it this nuanced, over-the-top, silly, perverted farce that was Myra Breckinridge, the book, it probably would have been a lot better and fared a lot better. But this was not the project 20th Century Fox should have taken on. All right, let me know what you guys think about this film if you watched it. If you saw it in the theaters, let me know, like, how was that? Because, like, you know it's fucking weird when Janis Joplin even says, like, I couldn't follow it. Let's discuss. I'm looking forward to the conversation. I'll see you all in the next one, okay? Bye!
What's your name, honey?
Myra Breckinridge.
Breckinridge?
Well, it's over now. Click my next YouTube video. Like, comment, and subscribe.